Hello everyone, Princess Leia here. I would like you all to know about the reason why I'm adopted. The reason why I am no longer welcome back at my biological quote-unquote parents' house. They were never nice to me, they were never kind to me, they left me with my abusive grandmother who was a worm. They wouldn't have cared if she was a worm unless she was found out to be a worm. Anyway, so basically this is what happened. They've been tormenting me for years, and honestly I'm glad that this happened. So, I am pagan. Big surprise there. And I was burning wish papers in the kitchen. Wish papers are papers you write wishes on. And then you send them out, and maybe a nice spirit will give you stuff. Or something. Or I don't know. So anyway, I was burning them in the kitchen. And they have a strict rule that I'm not supposed to burn things in the house. But I was doing it anyway, because I don't give a fuck. And I was being careful. I was using a plate. And then Kevin David Nieves, my biological father, says, "Are you burning stuff? You know you're not allowed to burn stuff. Stop burning stuff. You don't care about us." And I stopped burning things, and I went over to him, and I said, "Yeah, well, you don't care about me, all right? You don't want me to have money. You don't want me to have food. You just want me to be destitute." And it's true, because he said, "I put your food in your bag," when really he had hid it behind the door, so I wouldn't get it. Sorry, this is a lot of emotion coming out right now. So I wouldn't get it, and when I asked for $105 he owed me, $125 he owed me, he said, "Nah, man, I don't have that money." And then when he found out, the very same minute that I owed Taylor Stewart Nieves, my biological brother, that money, he said, Nah, you don't get that money. Taylor gets half the money because you owe him $50. And it was true, I owed him $50, but I was going to pay him later so I could feed myself. Anyway, he gives Taylor the $50, he gives me the rest, and then I realized, hey, he had the money all along, he just doesn't want me to have money. And he doesn't want me to have money. And then I said all this, and he said, "Yeah, well, you need to grow up and get a fucking job." And I said, "Yeah, well, you need to grow up too. And your job doesn't even pay the bills, because he gets paid minimum wage at a hospital." Or some shit like that. I'm drooling, sorry. And then, basically, we go back and forth, and he hits me. He hits me in the side of the head. Kevin David Nieves hit me in the side of the head, in my ear, which could have caused brain damage, by the way, in case you're a doctor, and just need a reminder of that. Anyway, so he hits me in the side of the head, and then we go back and forth some more, and then Taylor, my brother, quote-unquote, goes in there, and he pulls me back. I expected him to get between me and Kevin, but no. He pulls me back by my arms, and he says, "Hey, stop it! Cut it out!" And, he's a bitch, and that's just my opinion. That's not a legal statement. He's a bitch, and basically, I yell, and Kevin goes on about how I don't care about anyone, and how I'm a horrible person, and then I say, "Yeah, well, you hit me, I could sue you for that." And then he says, "Go ahead, you'll go to jail, because you're criminally insane, and you were trying to burn my house down," which is not true. I was practicing my religion, which does not involve burning down a house, thank you very much. And then, basically, I go back and forth with him, and eventually I say, "Well, you raped a bitch. You raped a bitch when you ran away when you were younger." And Rosa Rales, I don't know her middle name, but Rosa Rales, my biological mother, comes into the hallway. She has crutches, so she she comes into the hallway, slowly, and she says, "Wait, Ian, what do you mean he raped someone?" And you could kind of tell she knows it's true. And I said, "I talked to the spirits, and they said he raped a bitch." They didn't use that terminology, of course, but he raped a bitch, and then her spirit was haunting him for years, because she obviously committed suicide after having this horrible man inside of her, this horrible man-child inside of her. And then, basically, I had to put her at ease by cursing Kevin. And so I did. And then we keep yelling back and forth. And Kevin's like, he's scared. "What are you talking about? Nah, I didn't rape anyone." And, I forgot exactly what he said, because it was the heat of the moment. I'm kind of losing the memory of it as I speak. But, hey, I'm pretty sure he was guilty, alright? He said that he didn't rape a bitch, even though I said he raped a bitch. And I think Rosa is probably going to be more and more convinced as time goes on that he raped someone. And later on I said he would have raped me if I was born a girl, and then he says, "Oh, but you're not a girl." Anyway, so back to where right after I said that, Taylor comes in the kitchen and he tries to fight me. And Taylor's actually coming over to the garden shed where I'm hiding right now. So we might be able to see a first-hand reaction of what he said. Anyway, so Taylor tries to fight me. I put my fists up. And then, basically, we almost fight. We go back and forth a bit more. And then, basically, Rosa's like, "Ian, if you come back to this house, I'm calling the police." Because she's stupid and she can't handle it. So, that's my dysfunctional family story. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. This was all a true story, and I am never going back to this building ever again. What a good thing.